God, the Persian anthem rave is happening tonight in the studio, guys. Inkpulp Live. Thank you so much for joining us.
Jamie,
Jazzy, Jamie Wood.
Wait, hold on, guys. I just got an alert. Jamie, do you see the alert? It says we're having trouble streaming to YouTube. This may be an issue on YouTube's end. We'll keep trying and let you know if it's resolved. So I don't know if people are seeing us.
Can people write in the chat if they can see us?
Yeah, can you guys see and hear us okay?
I can see us.
It says live.
I can see us
live.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I know, but it's saying we're having trouble streaming to YouTube. StreamYard is working fine, but it's YouTube. Okay. I guess we're okay. Oh, there we go. Just got a notice. It's resolved. We're good. All right. Sorry for the disruption.
Hells yeah.
All right.
Yo, happy birthday to West Coast Dave Engers.
Yes, big happy birthday to Dave.
On the interwebs. Happy birthday, buddy. And everyone
Dave.
I'm going to raise the roof for Dave right now.
Give Dave a shout in the chat.
All right. Yeah, all right. We're all rocking.
And I think, did I see is Chris here? I want Chris Berry. Let me switch my camera over so I can show the incredible.
Khosra, what up? What up, Khosra?
Yo, Sean.
Yes.
Chris Berry.
Oh shit.
Sent me the original of his Savage Street Vigilante piece of art. So, and he sent a beautiful print for you as well. So I'll show the print off because there's a glare on the plastic on the original, but like, dude, the detail on that.
That is so
that looks insane.
Awesome.
That is beautiful. And
I can't believe
Chris, thank you so much, man. This is going to get framed and hang in the studio. Like, this is crazy that you sent this to me.
Yeah,
thank you.
That is amazing. You guys are so awesome. The whole community, the support you've given Jim and the love for his Savage Street Vigilante has been incredible. And I'm already seeing love for something else that's just blowing my mind. Jim, that is my favorite skull. One of my favorite skulls I've ever seen, and my favorite skull you've ever done.
That's from going to that Mignola exhibit in New York after Comic-Con, dude. That is a direct Mignola. It's almost a swipe, basically, but it's like
I still see you. I see the influence, but that's a Jim skull. That is so good.
That's awesome.
Thanks, man. This is the cover for this new horror comic book called Goobers. The first issue just came out today, and this is for issue 2 from Vault Comics. So this will be out in a month. But this is the first thing I drew, man, when I got back from New York, and was just so hyped up on like hanging out with you guys and all the inspiration of, being out there. It was
that's awesome.
Like time to get back to work. Let's do some shit,
I'll show you guys the book I got at the exhibit, the Mignola show that we went to. Jim, did you get one of these?
Yes, I actually ordered it online before I went to New York.
Okay, yeah, I'm fucking hyped.
I was thinking about buying it. Is it worth it? Is it good?
It's beautiful.
It's fucking awesome. But the show was incredible.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Seeing the stuff in person, so gorgeous. So if you guys don't mind, Sean, are you cool with us handling just a little bit of business before we bring Mahdi on? Because we want to
absolutely
draw with him. Jamie, can we show the Kickstarter? Everyone, thank you again for the love and support. We're in the late pledge option mode for the Kickstarter. So if you guys still want to grab the book or any of the add-ons, you can do that. It's still active right now. And then if we could show just the newest fan art that came in.
Yeah, and Jamie, put the link in and pin it.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so demanding. I'm like, Jamie, put the link in and pin it. God damn it.
Hey, Jamie, how about we yell at you? How about we yell at you for the next 2 hours?
Why are you acting like you don't do that off stream? That's what these guys do.
if we didn't pay you, you'd be like, see ya.
Fuck these guys.
This is Steve Hagenson on
This is
Instagram.
awesome. That's so cool. I love the Kirby
Totally
bats.
badass with the chainsaw.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh shit!
This one
awesome
is BK Artworks.
I love the cape in that one. That's really
awesome.
cool.
Dude, he has like a go back real quick, Jamie, if you don't mind. He has like a gas tank on his back, like either an oxygen tank
or I see that. That's so cool. That is so cool.
Poison gas or something. It's badass. I love it. 6'6" art on Instagram.
Oh shit, that's awesome too.
Super sweet. And then the first piece of Arachnid Enforcer fan art from Chernobyl on Instagram.
This is awesome.
So this won't be out till next year, but Defective Comics presents The Arachnid Enforcer is the second book in my superhero parody line of comics. So
this is awesome on so many levels. One, the shapes are awesome. This is such a cool drawing.
Yeah.
Two, the fact that you're getting fan art from an announcement is fucking bonkers. That's the power of JimMahFood right there.
It's the power of love, as Huey Lewis told us, Sean.
That's right.
From Back to the Future. I don't know. I'm running on fumes here, people. I'm running on fumes.
These are the jokes, kid.
And we are lettering the book. My boy Justin Stewart, the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Pastrami himself. So here's some lettering samples for you guys. It's like,
oh, that's so fucking cool.
It's weird because like when you see when I get the pages back lettered, it's like, oh, it looks like a real comic book. This is awesome.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I love that. There's Hunter S. Thompson in there. That's so awesome.
Hunter interviews the Savage Street Vigilante.
That is so awesome. Wait, Kostra's asking Jamie a question. Do you know what the Power of Love song is, Jamie? The one that Jim and I referenced. Do you know that song?
I think I know it, but I'm not going to sing it to find out.
All right, sorry, Jim. This is awesome. Let's get back to it.
I'll get it. So that's my hype. I had to jump up real quick because I saw Jeremy Heiler in the chat, and I wanted to show off the books that he sent in to me. Jeremy's like, I don't know if I'd call him up and coming because he seems like an already established artist. His stuff is super badass.
Oh wow, what book?
I should probably turn on
self-published book.
Yeah, he's doing his own like line of bootleg Batman books. Jeremy, let us know how many there are because I have another one.
Oh shit!
In my box somewhere, but this is Godzilla Peace on Earth.
That cover is awesome.
It's great, right? It's great.
That is a great cover.
This one's full color. It's gorgeous.
Oh, wow, that is so good. Oh, dude,
Mothra,
this is so Mothra is awesome.
Look at this.
Oh my god, dude, that Godzilla on the left is fucking killer. That is such a classic Godzilla.
So, Jeremy, if you don't mind, I feel bad because it's like fall, winter. There was another one called Snow, I believe, and so it's like he's doing a seasonal book, and he's 4 Batman, 1 Godzilla, and the Splinter one shot. That's right. But this guy's fast. Like he's putting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It seems like he's putting one of these out every. Tell us the schedule, dude. Like every 6 months or something. There's a new.
He said snow, rain, heat, and fall are the titles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Stuff's killer, man. And then this one is like, look at that first page, dude.
Oh man, that is awesome. Dude, I think these bootleg comics are doing such a better job with these established characters than the publishers are doing. It's fucking awesome.
It's like the bootleg indie shit is better than what you find from the corporate companies.
Yeah.
I just put the
So
link
it's
to
just
Jeremy's website in the chat if anyone wants to check it out.
Oh, nice. Thanks,
oh,
Jamie.
thanks,
That's
man.
sweet. What's up, Daniel?
So Jeremy, thank you for setting those in, dude. It's great to see your work. And Sean, I had some other stuff that came into our mailbox, but did you want to show some stuff
Since we're
and the
on
Kickstarters?
since we're on the bootleg topic, I got an email from a couple who's doing a bootleg X-Men book. Jamie, you want to pull up that link? Any day now, Jamie. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. Jamie's gonna quit after this episode.
I know. I'm being such.
I'm going to start my own live stream with ad draw, and that's where the people will be.
Yes.
So this is an awesome X-Men, a bootleg X-Men comic that this couple is putting out, and I think that they're pretty embed. They're part of the kayfabe community, and we pulled up their Instagram on the last show, I think it was, but it's
right.
Here we go. Yeah, show the comic. So you guys can go to this website, and Jamie's going to put it in the comments at his leisure. I'm not no pressure, not rushing you, Jamie.
How many hands do you think I have, Sean?
I'm saying at your leisure, at your leisure. This is a very chill space, but this is their bootleg X-Men comic, and you can just go to their website and read it. This looks so fun, man.
Dave
Great
just
stuff.
sent $20.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
Show.
What?
Thank you, Dave. You rock.
Those are the funds for me
guys,
to start.
We do have a super chat going, so if you have a question you definitely want to be answered, super chat will get you to the top of the question list, and you'll definitely get an answer. And if you just want to tip us for being so damn entertaining, we would love it.
I like how it was Dave's birthday. It's Dave's birthday, and he's giving us money.
Money, I know. It's so backwards. But guys, you should also tip in the super chat, because Jamie takes a lot of shit from us. From me. I'm not even going to throw Jim under the bus. I'll throw me under the bus. So that money could really, really help Jamie's mental stability as I abuse him.
You're turning me into like an online, like as if I'm begging for money now, Sean. Come on.
No, you're not. I need penance for the abuse I give you.
The colors on this stuff are awesome. This looks good.
Looks so good.
Yeah, this looks great. I love seeing bootleg comics. This is where it's at, man.
And they're offering these.
Wait. Go down, Jamie. Go down. That Art Adams effect right there. No, up. That big glowing ball. That is some Art Adams like effect with the little rectangles shooting out of it. Awesome.
CXS Creations, thanks so much for the super chat.
Homie. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate ya.
Thank you.
Appreciate ya.
What else we got, dude?
Okay, so we got that, and then there was another link I sent you. Yeah, this one. Is this a Kickstarter? No, right? This is just an image book.
So. Yeah.
So Jim, this is the kid we met who was sharing a table with Maria Wolf at Dragon Con.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
So he came by and showed us his comic, and he's fucking really good. And he said he helps out Maria, so we went over to talk to Maria, and we saw him there too. But I promised we'd show his stuff on the on the show, and so this book looks fucking awesome, and of course it's got a nice Maria Wolf cover.
Yeah,
but is there any interiors? Does his stuff I really like? That's the cover. That's a cover. No, that's a cover. Is that a Pete Bag cover? Here we go. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Chris Royale's writing this stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So, guys, this was a nice looking book, and I wanted to promote it on the show. And Jim and I got to meet Maria at Dragon Con, which is a real treat. She's so awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
Awesome artist, but awesome person.
Yeah.
And I would like to get her on the show to draw with us if we can. Maybe next year, early next year would be great.
Let's do that for sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
She can rip some shit up, dude. She's
She's a badass. She's a supreme badass. All right, let me shit, I meant to switch my camera. Sorry guys. I'll just show you today's show. We haven't really talked about it yet. I've got one more thing to show you, but I'm switch my camera. But we're gonna do a Spider-Man villains theme.
Dude, while you're doing that, can I show off just the rest of this stuff?
Yeah. Jamie, get the camera on Jim, because this is
just because I want to give these people love. Lick Your Elbow art on Instagram. My buddy Bill Hewitt. This guy does great indie comics. This one is like Birds is Dumb, and it's like bird watching comics. Bill, I haven't read this yet, so I apologize for not knowing the exact storyline going on here, but it's obviously, I guess autobio and just rooted in, nature comics, observational. Look at that. These drawings are great.
Oh, that's
Inking
awesome.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Get some nice cartoony stuff in there.
Oh, hell yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, Bill always delivers. Thank you for sending these in, man. Josh Sims placeholder. This was mailed into the PO Box. Tunes track art. He did some of the Savage Street Vigilante fan art that we've shown in previous episodes. So this is Josh's stuff.
Nice.
Pretty sweet. Looks like some good
nice black
outlaw indie comics kind of stuff. So definitely check out Josh's stuff online. And then my old buddy Eli Schwab sent in a big package from Cosmic Lion. Operation Get Kev. This is like an auto bio thing. He did a drawing for me from the design I did for my Clerks 1998 graffiti designs t-shirt design. Awesome. And there's like references to my 40-ounce comics back in the day. I guess this whole book is about him trying to track down Kevin Smith.
That's so cool.
Operation Get Kev. And then these are some other releases. Feral Star, Ghost Agents, Outlaw Town. This series is always great.
Yeah, I know that one.
But dude, look at this is really solid. Black and white.
Yeah, very good.
Badass stuff. The Ghost Agents is always printed on like really great newsprint.
Yeah.
Not cheap, but like tactile and
nice, oh dude, I love the colors.
The colors are incredible.
Yeah, that's like classic comic book coloring right there.
It has a great like just kind of throwback vibe to it.
Jim, someone said they dug up your Kick Drum comics last weekend.
Oh yeah. That's 2008.
Nice.
Classic stuff. But this reminds me of like Ken Landgraf, like New York City Outlaws kind of vibe stuff.
Yeah.
And then the big book, Sean, we want to have Bob Fingerman. We're talking to Eli right now. We need to figure out the schedule, but we want to have Bob Fingerman on the show to hang out and talk to us. This dude is like an indie comics legend, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Got a quote from Matt Groening on the front cover, but this is like his newest.
Dude, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah,
Bob is a legend. This is beautiful.
$20 super chat. I don't know if that's Australian dollars.
Lauren, awesome. Thank you so much.
Lauren. Much
sweet of you.
That was awesome. Thank you very, very, very much. And I'm glad you made it to a live finally.
Yes. So yeah, man, we'll get Bob on. We'll talk about all this. This stuff looks great. The book this is a
God.
strange thing to say. The book smells incredible. Like
Oh, I love
whatever
that.
paper,
Yes.
it has that fresh, like new, just quality ink smell
Yeah, that's
to
great.
it. So,
That's great.
but Bob is a legend, and we'll have him on the show sooner than later. So
Absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, guys, we're going to be having guests on almost every show moving forward. We've got the next few shows. We definitely have guests, and then Jim and I are talking about doing just me and him and Jamie closeout show on Sunday, December 29th, to close out the year before we start in the new year.
yes,
But yeah, we've got some great guests coming up with some really cool themes, and we've got a guest tonight.
great segue.
Yeah. But let me just show. Yeah, tonight we have Mr. Mahdi Khene coming. But let me just show this real quick. You guys have seen this. I was jealous when Jim received it, and I because I was a little baby, I got my own package of this awesome comic stuff.
Right. Yeah, this stuff is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you again for shouting me out on Inkpulp Live. I love everything you guys are doing in the community you're building. Hope you dig the comics. He misses Eric on the podcast. If you've seen him, please let me know, because we're looking for him. But yeah, so this is with all these dope stickers and these dope comics. You guys have seen this before. I'm excited. I love this logo so much.
It's great.
Business card baller. So yeah, guys, this is thank you very, very much, Scott. I'm super stoked to dig into this. Look at this. I mean, the packaging is absolutely incredible. And that's all I got for the show today. Oh, wait. One more thing I did want to show. You guys are probably wanting to just take a quick peek inside this. Now, what really blew me away at this show was every time I saw Mignola, sorry, Troy. I thought they were watercolor. I thought they were watercolor, like ink washed with watercolor on top. But when we got to the exhibition, me and Aaliyah were looking closely, and you can kind of see it in this one. It's fucking gouache.
For sure.
Yeah, but like he's using it so thin, it's gorgeous, man. So all of these, look, this is the Mangog that I inked during COVID. But yeah,
right.
Yeah. The paintings are just exquisite, and of course the black and whites are masterful. But this is a great book, great exhibition. So tonight let's bring in our guest. Let's
do this. Motti, what up, bro?
Hell yeah. Motti. Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Here we go. What's going on, gents?
We're great. How are you, man?
Yeah, how you doing, brother?
That's good. Living, yeah. I'm in the superhero studios right now.
I love it.
So I saw you post really great photos of your work living space the other day. It looks very organized. It looks very clean. Like most cartoonists are not that organized, man.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
good for you. Good for you.
I live my art.
Jim, you are. Yeah, Jim.
I'm fairly organized.
I am too.
But
I mean, I think it's when you get a certain level of adulthood, you tend to.
Well, I'm gonna guess, Mahdi. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna guess Jonathan's studio is chaotic.
I'm gonna let him come on and say something about that. I don't know. I don't know. Dirty laundry? I've never heard of it. No. All right.
But so Mahdi, let's talk about what you do real quick, and we're gonna get started drawing. But Mahdi is the champion behind superhero comics, so I'm gonna let you speak on it.
I'm even wearing the bullpen hat today. Superhero comics was a thing I started in 2021. After COVID, I was living the musician life, and then COVID kind of took everything away. So I was just like needed to reroute. So I started making comics. Made my first book in July 2021, and then 2022 I just started doing them kind of monthly. And nice. Since then I've just been hitting the grindstone and just putting out books as often as I can. and built
Yeah.
the superhero universe from that.
It's beautiful,
put
man.
out
I
a
think a
lot
lot
of-
of us were exposed to your work by seeing this
Absolutely.
book, the black and white version, on Cartoonist Kayfabe.
Yeah.
So, because I'm a huge bootleg comic book fan, and seeing what you did, and then actually meeting you in person and getting this updated color version, and then seeing that you also had your own line, your own universe that you were creating. It's like, that's a super inspirational thing to see a younger cartoonist really want to just craft their own direction, their own path. And just, so you're dabbling in the history of comics in a way, with referencing a great character like Spider-Man, doing your own take on that, making it funny, making it fun and weird and fucked up, which I love, but then also taking that same energy and crafting your own characters and your own universe. Like, that's the way to do it, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, Jim introduced me to your work at Heroes Con just this year, right? That was this year I met you, right, Mahdi?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Earlier this year.
Yeah, I was blown away, but I mean, by the books, but also the amount of work you've done and the vision you have and the path you've kind of forged for yourself.
You guys are being way too nice on camera.
You
see,
we were talking shit to you the whole time we were hanging out in New York. We were talking shit to you for 5 days straight.
Off camera, I'm like, what? These guys like? No, no, but thank you guys.
No,
thank you.
see, the love is when we make fun of you. We're doing the professional
exactly.
thing now.
Oh man,
Some super stuff. Great comment out there, by the way.
I will say, Jim, you were one of the first kind of creators I ever talked to at New York Comic Con 2021. I think you were one of the first that actually took the time to talk to me about one of my first comics and stuff. So you're to blame for some of this productivity, because
I'll take the blame. I'll take it. It's if it turned out that you were terrible and you were an embarrassment, I would not take the claim. But
just don't look at the early stuff, I guess.
Yeah, it's everyone's embarrassed of their older work, but the fact that you're also able to present yourself in person and talk and be professional, be polite. I mean, that's kind of a thing that everyone has to have now. Like, you can't just be the silent genius really working in your studio. I feel like as artists now, you have to be out in the world and you have to communicate with people, be part of a community. Like, that's what we're trying to do here, obviously. And you have to be able to present yourself, and just the way you had your table set up at New York Comic Con, like, it's all very well designed. It's obvious, like, what you're doing. And, you know, all those things work to your advantage, especially if you're going like the independent route, you know?
I mean, you learn as you go to kind of that you're not selling comics, you're selling a feeling, you know?
Yes.
And I guess that's kind of what you learn, especially as an indie guy. When you don't have a machine behind you, you got to really sell an emotion, which is, you know, in superheroes case, it's newfangled nostalgia in a way, you know?
Yeah.
And
because you can tell in your work you're referencing like lots of other things, but it's filtered through your own love and your own thing that you're doing.
For sure. I mean, I'm just building on the work of others, you know, people I admire and stuff like that. For sure.
It's great, man.
It's
Before we
an honor
move
to be
on, dude, our pleasure. Before we move on, I do have to address this real quick because it's going to drive me crazy. But Vlade, cartoonist in the chat, pointed out this Ghost Agents book is actually a Ken Landgraf story. And thank you for pointing that out, dude, because I'm so dumb and like worn out these days from working. His name is super fucking huge on the credits page. So Vlade, cartoonist, thank you for pointing that out. I'm an idiot. So now I'm going to draw.
Yes.
So
guys, I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm going to leave it in Sean for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh no. So yeah, guys, I'll talk about, so we're celebrating Mahdi's bootleg Spider-Man today and Jim's up and coming Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And we're focusing on the Spider-Man villains. I'm doing something kind of pushing my boundaries. As you guys have seen, I've been playing with different tools with inking, but today I'm going for more of a full bust, not just a quick little portrait. And with the Rhino, I got all these textures. I'm going to definitely be using my brush, but I'm using a bigger number 3 Raphael today. I'm going to be using this pen that you guys have been seeing me use as of recently with the interchangeable nibs. And then I'm probably going to play around with the G pen a little bit today and this Maru nib just to see what's up with everything. I'm just really excited about playing with all this stuff. So we'll see. I just want to have a big, bulky mass of a Rhino. And guys, the pencils, let me just say real quick, the pencils are on Jamie pinned, he put the link in here. I don't know if it's pinned, but you can download the pencils for this and ink along with. It seems like a lot of you all like to do that, and please continue to share it on social media like you have been. I like to repost everything. So I'd love to see what your take on this is too.
I'm going to post the link again. I don't think I can pin it from in here, but I'll post it again.
Can I pin it?
Yeah, I think you need to be on like the actual YouTube website.
YouTube. Okay. All right. Well, that's something we should do in the future. If I have the YouTube chat open, can I pin it there?
I'll do it quickly. I'll jump onto YouTube. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. See how nice I was there, Jamie? I wasn't
very
demanding.
polite that time, Sean. Very polite.
Thank you.
You've learned.
I've learned. I care, Jamie. I don't want to be. I'm not
Depends
abusive.
Like he cares, guys.
Blink twice if you need help, Jamie.
Exactly.
What
Mahdi, what do you got going on there? You have like a goblin?
Yeah, I'm doing recently I posted this thing where I did, I love reimagining these characters. So I had done this kind of faux cover. And
hell yeah.
I wanted to say, if Marvel ever let me do an actual Spider-Man, like a legitimate Spider-Man, I would want to do something that revolved around the 1977 blackout in NYC. And the tagline would be, the tagline is, what if the lights never came back on?
That's great.
So
dude, that's a great idea. That really is a good idea.
Yeah, so I just posted it for fun, and now I'm just sort of imagining the characters as they would be in that universe. So this is like another type of Green Goblin where, he's got a beanie on, a cool biker jacket, and he's just kind of worn down kind of character, But
hell yeah.
That's what I guess. What about you, Jim?
Mysterio.
Ooh,
I'm just rocking Mysterio, and when I first saw him in like the Marvel Tales reprints that Steve Ditko would draw, I just thought he was such a bizarre, interesting character. Like the first time I saw him as a kid, it was kind of like, what is that? Motti, that reminds me, man. It's like, has no one done a superhero story that takes place during the 70s New York blackout? That's a great setting for a story.
I agree.
There was a comment that said that there was a Conan story, apparently that it took place for a minute during that time. But I don't know. I mean, in my head, the blackout would happen and the lights wouldn't come back on.
Wait, Conan was in New York City?
I think so. I forgot. I'd have to go back and see.
In an issue of What If?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. That's what it was.
With a gorgeous Bill Sienkiewicz cover on that particular issue.
Nice.
Oh, was it? Who did the interiors?
That's a good question. It might have been one of the Buscema's or
sure.
I don't know, but that cover, I mean, I rescued that book a couple years ago from a dollar bin just because that cover is so insane from Bill,
I love John Buscema's Conan so much.
Yeah. That's just classic
guys,
stuff right there.
Sorry, when you guys were talking, we missed a super chat. There was a $4.99 super chat from Ivan Buck.
Oh,
damn.
thank you, Ivan.
I'll let you
Much
guys look at the message, but he
appreciated.
said, "Hi guys, I finished my story about a gorilla racer, 130 pages. I need to translate it into English, write a comic script, and draw it. Keep craft alive."
Hell yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, look, as soon as that's done, send it our way. I want to pull it up on air.
Yes, we want to see the fruits of your labor, man.
Absolutely.
Mahdi, what's been up since we saw you in New York? Super busy.
I mean, yeah, I've been working. I've been working on this one book. It's another issue of Steel Streets, but kind of an offshoot, where it's called the Chimera Chronicles. And I think I brought some pages. Where actually, interestingly enough, after seeing the Mignola show, I immediately went and I started drawing these pages.
There you go.
With very heavy blacks.
Yeah.
In a cemetery, just wanting to channel some Mignola vibrations a little bit.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. That is
so. I've been
awesome.
working on this, but what's really fun is that I have a couple of great cartoonists doing stories with Superhero right now. Where there's Anya Driffel, great cartoonist out of Savannah, Georgia. She's doing an issue called Creep, Sneak, Kill, which is awesome. She's doing all the line work and everything, and then I'm going to color and write the thing, and that should be out soonish. And then I also got our friend Jonathan Marks. He's doing another issue of Punk Slim and Mop Top Bop.
Nice.
Yeah, Jonathan's a badass too. Damn.
Yeah,
John is one of the most underrated artists working in any field right now, like illustration, comics, whatever. He's like one of the
he's
most underrated people. He's incredible.
Absolutely badass.
It's one of those things that you kind of, I want to always surround myself with I want to be the dumbest person in the room at any given moment, So I'm always surrounding myself with artists that are
smart way to be.
Oh yeah, just to kind of learn and get different approaches. And Johnny's one of those guys that you watch him. I've had him in the studio a couple of times, but you watch him draw, and it's I shouldn't be too nice in case he's listening, but it's pretty
right.
It's fucking beautiful. Yeah, it brings me to tears every time I see him draw.
Yeah, dude, he's one of those mixed media brilliant guys. I put him in the category as like a Jason Shawn Alexander.
Yeah, me too.
Just super adept at all sorts of different tools and techniques. And we talked about it before, but like going through his sketchbook at Katz's in New York.
Yes.
Everyone was just like, I said it before, but I'm like, dude, just publish the sketchbook. Like, this is.
Absolutely. He should be. It's a beautiful, beautiful sketchbook. It really is incredible.
This is already ready to go as your next, as an art book.
Absolutely.
We had a question from West Coast Avengers there asking, are we doing any live bids on any of these pieces?
Not for me tonight, but
yeah, I'm not, because this is I don't know if I'm going to finish this tonight, but this I want to be badass. I will sell it. So if you're interested in it, you can DM me. And then I can show you the final before you commit to it. But yeah, I don't want this is hopefully going to be a good item.
There you go.
What are you doing there? Speaking of crafts, Sean, you're laying down brushes with.
I've been switching it up. I've done a bunch of brush work, but I've also done some pen work in here, and some pen work. It's a little hard to see on this camera, but yeah, I'm switching it up. Switching my tools up. But yeah, it's a lot of brush right now. I'm trying to knock out these black areas so that I can see the mass of the piece, and I don't want to put too much black in. So I want to make sure that the black shapes really describe the form, but I don't want to overdo it.
Motti, what's your days like, man? Do you stick to like a pretty regimented schedule of you're kind of getting up and doing the same thing at the same time every day as far as work goes and crafting everything?
I wish that was the case, because I'm envious of people like that can kind of have that sort of discipline. But it seems like for me, every day is different. Where I kind of, because I think because if you want to talk about like indie stuff, I'm a cartoonist, yes, but I'm doing the business side. There's wholesale deal with, there's shipping, there's all sorts of stuff. There's the Patreon, there's the ZZGA, there's all sorts of different things. So I have a lot to choose from when I wake up in the morning. So it's kind of It's nice though, because it's kind of like whatever tickles my fancy, I can start doing that. Like today, I woke up.
I was gonna say Jim, I feel like those days of like just like sitting down and drawing and not doing much else are like hard. It's like you just can't do that these days. There's so much shit you got to be doing on a daily basis, like live shows and podcasts and promotion and social media.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because like Sean, you were texting me today, and I needed to get back to you about. I'm just going to talk about this in public. I needed to get back to you about the convention schedules for next year.
Oh, right.
Today, like the last couple of days, I've just been so behind on texts and emails because I really am just trying to draw right now, and it does
it's funny.
It becomes distracting, dude. It's like, okay, I just need to crank some stuff out. So emails and texts are going to have to be answered on like Thursday and Friday or something. And it affects my ideas of my convention schedule for next year, because really next year I do want to make a couple books. And I'm really trying to figure out like if I'm posting every day online, if I'm doing live streams, which I always want to do Inkpulp Live. It's become such an awesome, great tool. And I like hanging out with everybody. But it's also like, if I'm going to make books, I'm going to make the next Effective Comics one shot that I'm going to kickstart. How do you coordinate all this shit? Like you have to really, you have to figure it out, man. It's not just like a half-ass thing. You really have to figure out like,
right. And this is exactly what I've been struggling with. What you just said is exactly what I've been struggling with.
Okay.
And when you're quiet, like I noticed you've been quiet for a few days, I was like, Jim's drawing. Like I didn't want to disturb you today. I could just tell you were drawing, but I just sent the question, not expecting an immediate response, just because I'm leaving town tomorrow and I just wanted to have it out there. But yeah,
oh shit, that's right. You're Cali, right?
Yeah, I'm going for my brother's 50th birthday tomorrow to Cali.
Nice.
But this is, lately I've been like, I need to figure it out. Like what you just said, Jim, I got to figure it out because next year I have to be working on a comic of my own.
Right.
And I know exactly what I want to do. I just have to figure out how to make the time work. And that's what I'm kind of hoping to spend the rest of the year doing, like really navigating that space and making a plan.
Yeah, it requires, really looking at a calendar and kind of figuring out like, where is all this time going to go? Because time just keeps moving faster and faster and faster.
Right. And like you said, it also requires like maybe I need to set a day to handle emails and not sit down every morning and knock out emails, but just one day a week so that I can dedicate time to drawing. But one thing I am doing is I'm hiring my daughter to kind of come in and like assist me one day a week. So I
cool.
Can, like, I can make a list of things for her to do, and she can come up to the studio on Sunday when I'm working, and it'll take a few months to get her like up and running where she can just handle it. I'll have to show her some shit, but it'll be worth it, I think. And it'll be good for her. It'll train her the how to do the business side of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mahdi, she's going to come to SuperCon with me, so I'm hoping you can spend some time with us because I think she could learn a lot from you too.
Oh, absolutely! I'd love to. I mean, yeah, I was talking about managing all this time and everything. I mean, it reminds me of just a couple of years ago when starting out doing comics and stuff. You learn very quickly how to manage your time because you have a day job, you have responsibilities and stuff. And I remember trying to get I worked at a cafe 5 days a week, and then 7 days a week I would do cartooning stuff. So that meant,
Yeah, man.
yeah, saving up to get the iPad because I learned that Procreate was cool. And then I would take the iPad to work with me. And then in between espressos, I would draw my panel, and then lunch break and the subway ride home. And you just kind of, you double up your time and everything. But it does teach you like a good skill to sort of manage your resources that you have, you know?
So
Oh, yeah.
you were making espressos, Mahdi? Am I hearing this correctly?
Oh my God, this is
Yeah,
Sean's addiction. This is
was
Sean's
a-
wet dream.
I was a barista, Sean, a barista, huh?
Okay, so you knew how to brew a nice espresso. I'm taking it.
Espresso, macchiato, cortado, flour, whatever you need.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
I was the man.
talking my language.
We are all coffee fanatics.
You have
And
to
Monty,
be.
man,
Also,
what
Jim, we've been to Italy, so our standards have been raised considerably.
I know. And Marty, another thing about you that I didn't really learn until this last trip in New York when we were hanging out is
Yeah.
I think one of the things that helps you be a charismatic, approachable person is you've lived in other countries before besides the States.
I have.
Like
yeah.
you've experienced like, international life and different customs. And honestly, man, it's like when I've only traveled, different countries around the world. I've never lived in any of them for extended periods of time. But when you travel to different countries, it does expand like your brain and give you more of a awareness of like what's going on out there with everything,
Yeah,
So
I mean,
do
it
you
does
think
change.
that really aided in the go for it attitude that sort of is required for being a self-made person and doing your own thing?
It's funny because being in, like, I lived in Europe for a while because I moved to Paris when I was 14, and then I lived in Europe for the subsequent 10 years. But there's not, I don't know, I feel like an American culture is the one that you need to kind of have this go-getter, go against the grind, and just the European side helps me in balance it, where I can kind of not take everything too seriously and sort of take a step back and be okay with just to have a little leisure time, like joie de vivre, enjoy, like dolce vita and all these things. But really, I think it's the American side that gets me be like, I don't need to sleep tonight. I'll just go fucking do 10 pages and see what I can do. But I mean,
Right.
I don't know. That's how I feel about it because I don't know.
That's a young man speaking right there.
Sure, that's true. Yeah.
I can't do those all-nighters anymore. I did them.
Yeah.
I did plenty of them.
I did them, dude. There's most days I'm just sort of done at the drawing table by like 8 p.m. because I want to end the day eating dinner, reading some comics or watching a movie. And even when I'm doing that, I still have my sketchbook out and I might be jotting down like story ideas and stuff like that. But I have to have like the last 2 to 3 hours of every day where I'm unplugged. I'm done,
Yeah, but I mean, that's the healthy way to go about it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to, because burnout is a very real thing. I mean, it's
yes,
you need balance in life because that's also how you get the stories. For me, anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't double dip in kind of comics to get inspiration. I'll do that when I want to look at techniques and when I want to look at different ways of expressing. But for the actual content and the stories, I mean, I go to the street for that to find, the characters that are out there interacting with people. And I think that's why, to have a social life is also extremely important when you're doing something as solitary as comics.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well said. Do you go into a different mode with like writing? Like, do you have a specific times when you write, or you know, are there just writing days and then versus art days, or does it matter?
I think it depends on if I'm doing a book for myself or for someone else. Because
Mm-hmm.
if I'm doing a book where another person's drawing it, I'll spend the day, scripting it out. But my scripts are loose. They're kind of Marvel methody, where I tend to just describe what's on the page, and I let the layout and the flow and whatever up to the artist, like very much Marvel method. And
Right.
when it's me drawing and writing, I tend to just really Marvel method, where I have a vague idea and then I just start drawing, and then I kind of write it as I go along. Because in my head, I mean, it takes longer to draw than it does to write. So by the time I'm finished with the page, I've already changed the story, or I know where it's heading because I'm thinking about it.
Yes.
But I don't know. I have yet to do kind of to write my own story that I draw. I have yet to actually try that. Which I should. I'm curious to do that.
Different kind of exercise, but that's what I love about writing my own material is it, you're the editor and you know what you want to draw, you know what your strengths are. So if something needs to get changed, it just gets changed and there's no questions asked.
Right. But do you plot out a thing for your own books?
Yes.
Like for both you and Sean? Okay. Like thumbnails and all these things.
Yeah.
Do you not thumbnail, Mahdi?
I don't. No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but again, I mean, I don't know. I tend to do light pencils, and then sort of, I haven't thumbnailed the book yet.
Wow.
But I don't know.
That's awesome, man. I mean, whatever works for you.
Yeah, whatever. It's just so different than what I'm used to doing.
I guess because I'm new to the game, I don't have those ideas, like the way to do it in my head. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to draw the book 3 times.
Right.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, I hear you.
But that's just, I mean, again, I'm not saying there's any better way, because I think there can be a lot more thought that goes into the books I do, for sure. But I don't know. Yeah, thumbnailing was never a big part of the process.
But your process and the way that you're putting things out, to me, it seems like you have a very go for it type attitude, where it's like you put this out and then you're on to the next book, so
absolutely.
You're not every panel, not every, single drawing needs to be absolutely precious. You're not making sure that, like, if you draw a building, every window is drawn with a ruler and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, you're going for it, man. And that's kind of the way I work, where I'm just like, sounds like an excuse, but basically with backgrounds and stuff like that, like the cityscapes I'm drawing in Savage Street Vigilante, they're the cities that exist in my universe. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about them looking photorealistic, or there's an uneven amount of windows on one side of the building as opposed to the other. It's like, no, these are buildings that exist in this universe, and cars look the way they do because they exist in my universe. And again, it kind of sounds like an excuse, but it's also like, well, no, that's me crafting my look, my universe.
And dude,
yeah, I mean, I love that about your work, Jim. And I've always said one of my favorite things about a comic is like when you enter a Jim comic, everything in that comic doesn't look like anything you've seen before. It's all Jim's universe.
Right.
And I've loved that about comics. Although I'm guilty of making sure there's an even amount of windows on each side of it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with it. I think a lot of young cartoonists, they get hung up on each page. And I always say that, I think I've said this a million times, but a comic book page is meant to be turned. So, lingering on one page too long will hurt your actual goal when it comes to comics, is that people want to read the books. I think, art aids in story, but story is still more kind of prevalent than art, I don't know, maybe that's...
Yes.
You know what
No,
I'm saying?
that's definitely a school of thought, and it's a valid one. I guess what I've always like my favorite artists for the most part weren't like they crafted these beautiful, like, really time consuming pages too. So
Right.
um I agree with the sentiment. I've always tried to wrestle with this one. Like, everything you just said is correct. It makes sense. But then it's like I pick up an Art Adams comic and I'm in heaven.
Sure. I guess when I
Oh
mean
yeah.
art in terms of story, it's drawing the panel that is just the guy opening the doorknob, not all money shots. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
It's kind
Yes,
of like
yes, yes.
serving the art, serving the story. Not that the story, the writing is more important, but rather that you need to also serve the, your goals vis-a-vis the
Right,
story.
right.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I mean,
it's always a visual medium for me first, and the story is obviously very important, but you
right,
know, when you're writing your own work and you figure out that synergy between the drawings and the storytelling, and you can meld that into one thing that you're really happy with, that's when the real magic
yeah,
happens, is when you're saying, hey, I'm still making what I consider to be badass drawings, and they're,
right,
lending to the absolute flow and storytelling of what
Yes,
I'm
yes.
trying to present.
absolutely,
That's when
yeah,
you're in like the zone,
absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, because your art, Jim, it moves your story along. Like you read a Girl Scouts thing, it's always about the story. It's always about the next. It's a pacing thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think, yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about. I think you enter that flow state very. I think you're always in that flow state, by the way, because I mean, you're just going forward, no pencils, no nothing, you know.
Right. Yeah. I have a case of severe graphomania, Mahdi, where I just need to make marks, man, every day. I need to make marks on paper,
I
and
love that. I love that.
you know,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just like that can be, you can use that to your advantage, but that can also be like, um, if you're impatient, I've caught myself a couple times where I'm like, I'm just going to rock this page out. And I think this panel's conveying the idea. And then that bites
right,
me in the ass and I have to go back and like redraw that panel,
right,
So that will still happen to me, which is sort of embarrassing to admit. Like I was telling Sean, I actually am redrawing a couple of the final pages of Savage Street Vigilante right now, just because I didn't think the storytelling, there was just something missing and it pained me to do it. But I was like, no, I want the book to stand the test of time. And
Mhm.
when I look back on it, I want to know that I redrew things to suit what needs to really happen here,
Right. Yeah,
So,
but that's serving the story 100%. That's amazing.
right.
That's great.
Still kind of a pain in the ass, though, to know that
Yeah,
I could have just
I
done
think
this right the first time.
yeah, whenever you look at a thing, you're like, fuck, I gotta redraw or I gotta add 2 more pages to a finished book because you didn't let that moment breathe enough. It's
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's crazy.
We had a good question earlier. I can't find the comment to say who it's from, but someone was asking, Maddie, do you do most of your comic book work on an iPad or traditionally?
When I first started, it was because it was faster. I used the iPad. So, but half and half. I would kind of mix and match because I wanted to do it on paper, but time never really allowed it. So I would always
Mm.
go to the iPad because you can ink directly on an iPad and just, it has the erase button and the undo function and you can adjust things. But as I was able to tip the scales to have more time as an artist, then I started just going strictly to paper. And now I just do mostly paper, but then I finish the work on the iPad, like if there's coloring to be done and everything. But now it's I even went as far as to have fun and do make a superhero comics official blue line paper.
Oh, no
So
shit. That's great.
yeah,
Oh, nice,
just
nice.
to further the insanity that is
I did
my
that too. I have Inkpulp blue lines. I
right.
have
It's
that.
so fun.
Yeah, I
It just
love
it
that.
just makes you feel like you're in a bullpen. But yeah, but now it's definitely more traditional. I like to work just on paper.
Jim, did you ever get into the Marvel offices and see the bullpen?
Not Marvel, but I went to DC numerous times when Bob Schreck was working there.
Yeah.
You
Oh, no
know,
way.
so
What
Yeah,
year?
I regret never being able to see Marvel. You went there, right, Sean?
Yeah. The old office where the actual bullpen was, I was in there a few
No
times.
way.
And then I was in the new office too. But yeah, it was so cool to see the bullpen. And there was a guy who had been working in the bullpen for like 20 years. I wish I could remember his name. He had a nickname. It was Pond Scum. Was his name. I'm not
What?
kidding. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it was. But they're like, yeah, this is Pond Scum. And the dude had been in that bullpen, like doing
Poor
touch
guy.
ups and paste up. Yeah.
He's like,
yeah,
my name is
fucking
John.
amazing.
I don't.
Fucking
Poor
amazing.
That's such a New York thing. That's hilarious.
I know.
Like,
It's
it's
such
Pond Scum.
so New York.
That's
Yeah,
toilet
it's
liquor.
Pond Scum.
That's
Right.
that's so funny.
Speaking of New York things, Mahdi, have you recovered from our brutal beatdown from Bobby Kelly, the comedian?
Oh, jeez. My neck
That's
still
right.
hurts. I do. Oh, okay. So these gentlemen were kind enough to invite me to a comedy show with the great Bobby Kelly, and unbeknownst to Jim and I, we were sitting in the front row, maybe 3 inches away from the dude.
Dude,
And then
his crotch was directly, mostly in your face, but also
that's true. It was
mine, where like literally every movement we made, he was just sort of like, oh, what, you're moving right now? Okay. And it's like, oh, we're just going to get destroyed for the entire set while we're here. It's okay.
and
whatever.
he did.
It was,
Yeah. In a masterful
it was super
way.
fun though.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
He's
But
such a good comedian.
he clocked us in. He was like, these dudes, they just draw for a living. They just made fun of us like it was making fun of comic book people in the 90s. It was just crazy. It was just like he wrecked us.
I was thinking about it later, and like I bought a new shirt that day from
No.
Superdry, and I wore the shirt to
I
the
love that
show,
Jim's
and
defending.
the shirt was fine. I'll stand by the shirt. And Bobby
I
looks
got
at me
the
in
same
front of-
shirt. Yeah.
and in front of everyone, he's like, I don't know, man. You look like a cool guy, I guess. I don't know that shirt. Like I'm like, what's wrong with the shirt? Like this is where you're going with destroying me is the fucking shirt.
I mean, he had an insult for anything you needed.
Yeah,
Dude,
It
Bobby's
was,
a fucking assassin.
he was great though. My face was sore from laughing. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, I just thought it was hilarious that we're just starting to hang out with you basically, and then we're like, why don't you come to this free comedy show and just get destroyed for an hour straight?
It
How
was
about
a
that?
humbling experience. I enjoyed it, I'm like, I'm gonna get to hang out with these cool cartoonists, and I just get roasted for an hour. It's fucking great.
Awesome.
But I will say we already talked about this, but I mean, he was super cool to us after the show, and we brought gifts for him and everything like that. So
Yeah, I mean he's a comic like art fan. So yeah, that was all part of the show. But Bobby was gonna pursue a life of art when he was a kid. Like that was his like big interest.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, so that's why he has an appreciation for it and a love for it.
Oh.
That's cool. So he is a nerd. I see where he's coming from.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, comedian.
Yeah.
That's great. No, but New York was a great convention. It was a lot of fun to meet like Mateo and all these other artists. Ramon. It was really cool to kind of meet all these different pros. And I met Todd McFarlane. I looked up and he was there like an apparition, and he's a hero.
That's
man.
right.
And he was just what?
Yeah.
And I ran to him, and he was amazing. I just said, I was like, you're a hero of mine. And he just goes like, oh, that's great. How's it going, bud? I'm like, oh, good. That was it. He was like, give me your card. And I just had a card and I gave it to him. But he was just like a stand-up guy, like super nice, gracious,
Yeah, he's the couple times I've chatted with him, he's a surprisingly sweet guy.
Yeah.
He's the real deal. Yeah,
he does it when he's in interviews. I feel like he's in Toddfather mode, and he's saying his little catchphrases and his things that he does. But like in real life, I feel like he's a very sweet person.
But he's one of my. He pumps me up. If I'm ever having a slump drawing wise, I do two things. I put on a Todd McFarlane interview first, and then I listen to "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey, and that usually gets me. Like I'm running to the inks. It's just it's obscene.
That'll do it.
When he's just there telling you got to do a page a day, bud. You can't stop. You're never gonna. It's just amazing.
You got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, he's the reason I try to do a page a day.
That's awesome, man.
That's how you do a monthly book, bud.
Oh yeah. So, Mahdi, did you grow up reading comic books? Like, were you a fan as a little kid, or like what got you into all of this stuff?
Yeah, I grew up more reading. Well, definitely, I did read Spider-Man when I was a kid. McFarlane and John Romita Jr. Books, and some Romita Senior stuff. But mostly, I was exposed to comics, the European side, the BDs. So I grew up reading like Asterix and Obelix and Lucky Luke and all those guys. Gaston Lagaffe.
Oh, okay.
That's
that was
classy shit.
Yeah, that was because my parents read like Corto Maltese, So growing up, I was like having some.
Oh shit, Hugo Pratt.
Yeah, those were the books that were around the house. And then BBC, I read those
amazing.
But yeah, I remember going.
You grew up reading Masterclass in comics.
Right, yeah. Not knowing it, for me, it was just great little stories. It was almost to the point where I didn't understand that it was comics. They were just.
Right.
They were just movies almost, just on paper. You know what I mean? I wasn't aware that it was a comic book because there wasn't that culture behind it.
Right.
So I didn't really have this kind of notion. But honestly, my love for it was rekindled at 30 when I started trying to do it, and then I discovered the Kayfabe channel, and then I just listened and bought and read every book that they talked about. I didn't know that Ninja Turtle was a comic before it was a. I just thought it was.
You didn't know what? Say that again, Mahdi. I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't know the Ninja Turtles was a comic book.
Oh shit! No.
I was 30 when I found out. For me, it was a Game Boy game, toys, and the cartoon.
Oh wow!
Sure.
I had no idea.
That's wild, man. And how excited were you when you actually saw the original Mirage comics then? Because those are badass comic books.
I literally based one of my main like Steel Streets it started out as an homage to that. I fell in love with it so hard that with the duotone and the energy and just the whole vibe behind Eastman and Laird just doing it. That whole idea. I literally homaged it for a couple issues of Steel Streets.
That's awesome. That's great.
It inspired me to a level I couldn't believe.
I can see that.
Yeah, I would scan in Ninja Turtle comics to get my own duotone, like digital brushes,
Oh shit!
Oh sure.
Yeah, so that's how I got the duotone stuff. Figured that out that way, because I didn't realize that it wasn't. I found out that it wasn't a real thing anymore. So
the duotone paper with the chemical processes. Yeah, that's like a long forgotten actual thing.
Yeah, I love that shit, man.
I'm just like, why can't someone bring it back? Like, what would it take? to bring back.
I mean,
that.
it would
Yeah,
just be
it's
who would buy it? That's the only thing. Like, would the sales
Sure.
justify the cost of making it? Is the only
Sure.
thing.
Sure.
it's funny because I think there was an old episode of Kayfabe where Ed and Jim literally did a demonstration with the Duo Shade paper. You know,
Oh
they
yeah,
still had
totally.
they still had a couple active bottles of the chemicals.
Oh
There's two different
wow!
chemicals, I believe,
Yeah.
and
One for
they did an
one line. Yeah.
yeah, and they did like an on camera demo of how you actually activate the tones on the paper.
I remember that.
Yeah,
It was
I
amazing.
pulled out my bottle like a year ago, and it had just totally dried up. It was evaporated and gone.
Damn.
But you both got to use it, or
Yeah.
Sean? You
Oh, I
saying you used
did.
it? Yeah,
In grad school, I fucked around with it a bit.
that's so cool. I mean, yeah, some of these more, I guess, archaic forms of toning it's amazing. But the digital really changes your whole approach to it. Like digital tones are so easy now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm still, you know, just because I want it to look really great on my original art, I'll still use some actual screen tone that I'm cutting and pasting. But for the speed of toning an entire book, there's lots of areas now where I'm just doing it digitally, and it is so smooth to just do it that way.
Oh yeah,
You know, and it's funny because you can even go back and just add the tone later to your original art if you really want the original art to
oh for sure.
look great, and it maybe you know, it's a selling point on the original that it actually has the hand cut Zipatone on it. That's fine,
Yeah.
but just for the speed of like the daily page that I need to crank out, it having that Procreate option, man, with the different halftone tools, it's
Oh yeah,
pretty
it's
sweet.
amazing. No, it's amazing. And then you can go back if you want to ever color your stuff, without having
Oh yeah,
the moire patterns or anything. It's fantastic.
yep.
I mean, I don't know how you guys are with it, but for me, it's mostly about I still kind of look at cartooning in the old school way, where it's more about the finished product than it is the original art.
Yes, I
I don't
get
know
it.
how you guys are about with that.
Well, what you mean, like, I think what you mean is like, since the masses are going to see the printed product and not the original for the most part,
Yeah.
the printed product and the paper that it's printed on and how it's applied, all of that matters more in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because in my head, I mean, the experience of the reader is the thing actually I enjoy the most. When I finish a book, I love holding it in my hands more than looking at the originals.
Sure. Yep.
But
Yeah,
that's also
I'm on both. I love good, like really pretty original art. I do love that, but I'm an artist, so I mean, I
right.
agree that it's about the read and all that. But I remember the first time I saw like original art, it was like magic.
Right. No, it's
Oh yeah.
true.
But
That's
you know,
something.
seeing printed stuff, like when I was a kid and I saw my work printed for the first time, that really let me know right away what techniques to abandon and what techniques to use,
Sure.
because you know, I kind of started my career as an inker and inking other people's work, and there were certain like rapidiographs that I was using back in the day that it was like, and this is, you know, 90s printing technology, that I discovered like, oh, these lines aren't even translating to print, so like don't even
Right.
bother
Oh no way.
doing this detailed of like hatching or line work, because this is
Right.
not going to print. So
Interesting. Well, I guess
Yeah,
now
yeah.
that's not an issue anymore, right?
now that's not really an issue, just because digital printing is so advanced and so fantastic.
Yes.
We are living in a golden era right now. If people don't know that, it's like,
Oh yeah.
this is the greatest time to print your own comics, the greatest time to make stickers, prints, flyers, whatever you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
if your printer that you find online screws up your shit in this day and age, they've done something horribly wrong.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it is fantastic how much you can actually control of the reader experience now, based on just the accessibility of printers and everything.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's really great.
we got some spritzing going on. Mahdi's got some spritzing going on. Some
Yeah.
spatter.
I gotta look up. Oh shit.
What are
Damn,
you using for your
you're
white?
cruising.
It's a concoction I make where
Oh,
it's just acrylic paint, the tears of a virgin, and
Yes. That's what I was expecting. Yeah.
just my tears, and then it's no, but it's really just acrylic paint and water until I get like a viscosity, I guess, that I like,
Yep.
and that's about it, really.
Got it.
But I like to put it on my little plate, makes it look all fancy.
Yeah, see, I always get excited when I see other artists like spattering and using toothbrushes and
Oh yeah.
the real textural tools, like that's
Mhm.
that's my wheelhouse. So it's like, okay, what do you got going on over there? What are you doing?
I mean, yeah, right now I'm using the black toothbrush. I love to do it for like shading too, do like a gradient with
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Now the toothbrush is amazing. I feel like it gets more use than an actual brush in my work.
Yeah, the toothbrush is great. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Damn, dude.
Rhino's
Oh,
coming.
nice.
Sean, did you see that someone already inked?
Yes,
Rhino
I
piece?
posted that. Yeah, I reposted that on my story. I was blown away. That I
That's
posted
so
the pencils yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, and someone had already inked it yesterday.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, the
We're getting
fact
a
that you
lot
get
of. Oh, sorry,
teaching
Maddie, I
class.
didn't mean
No,
to interrupt you there. Just wanted
No,
to say
please.
we're getting a lot of comments of people saying how much you've inspired them to make their own books and stuff, and just saying how cool your stuff
Hell
is. So I
yeah.
just wanted to shout that out, but I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
Oh,
That's
amazing.
great. They're talking about Mahdi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
about me? Oh,
awesome.
wow. Thank you. That's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
I mean, I think that's also part of it that's really so cool, is that it's such a, we're all just folks trying to tell some stories and have a good time. So I'm very happy when people tell me that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just because it's so, yeah, it's wonderful. It's like, yeah, you can do it. It does take a lot of work and a lot of flexibility and a lot of grit, but it's possible to carve your own path, And when you do it the indie route, it's pure independence. And so maybe, yeah, you're not getting paid as much as a Marvel guy or whatever, but the amount of fulfillment you get and the amount of liberty and freedom, it really compensates. Because at the end of the day, you did it your way. And that really, that's one of the few things you're left with, which is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's the way to go. I mean, nowadays it's something you can actually do. I think it's definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to know that like humans are storytellers. It's in our DNA to tell stories, and there's always going to be new kids that want to tell stories in this format of pictures and panels on paper in sequence that tell a comic book story. That's what a comic book is. But to me, whenever people are like doom and gloom, like comics aren't going to survive, it's like, no, they are. It's fine. It's like there's always going to be new kids that want to tell stories in this format. Like, trust me, I've seen it for my whole life. And Sean and I are now, we're elderly men. We're old men.
Oh no.
It's been around my whole life. It ain't going anywhere. And to me, this year, it just got even stronger with the amount of people I see doing their own thing, kickstarting their own books, making their own YouTube shows, physically mailing. Just the amount of stuff that people have physically mailed to the PO box here is a sign, man, that like, okay, something new is happening here. You know,
Absolutely. And we get a lot of thank yous for exposing, like showing people's work on air. But the thank you is to all you guys doing this stuff. Like you all are really reviving the heart of what this is. And it's,
yeah.
I just feel lucky to be like in a position where I can see it and share it.
No, it's fantastic. And I always say this, that it's comics is one of the few industries in the art world that still has a middle class. And if you look at, if you look at high-end art, music, a lot of stuff, it's really either you're nothing or you're everything, which is unfortunate because it makes it extremely hard to get up. And it's very, you lose motivation and stuff like that. But comics, it's just one of those things that you can carve something out for yourself and be okay.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is amazing.
Very, very true.
What do you think about the New York experience, man, and its influence on your work? Because I always have this romanticized idea of like trying to live in New York at some point. I don't know if that would happen for me, but something about the city where comic books originated is very like romantic to me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I every time I look at the Empire State, I'm like, all right, a couple years, office is going to be up there. It makes you dream.
Yes.
It makes you dream. And you go and you kind of, you look out at the buildings. You got all your references. You can literally see Spider-Man swinging through.
Yeah.
And also, and there is still a scene here. So a lot of cartoonists are here.
Right.
And you feel that, and a lot of cool things happen here still. And you have to just kind of get your ear to the ground. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's about where you are. I think it's about where you need to be, like on a personal level.
Yes.
Like me, I'm a city guy. Like I love cities. I lived in cities my whole life, and to be in New York for me, it energizes me.
Right.
But to some other people, it would be, a devastating thing. But I don't know. It's kind of. I think every place has a little magic. It can work.
Definitely, man. And it's funny because I never thought I would move back to the Midwest because I was always, when I was living in LA, I had an absolute blast out there and I really loved it. And then it started to wear on me and the day-to-day grind. But right now, it sort of doesn't matter where I live just because I basically spend most of my time in studio and that's where I want to be. Like that. I do have good friends out here that I can kick it with that are professionals in the industry, which is great. So I have people that I can, trade stories with and, and get inspiration from. But at the same time, where I'm at with just my headspace is like, well, no matter where I live, I just need to have like the super dope studio where I basically spend most of my time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's what gets me jazzed,
100%. Because I mean, our lives are sort of small, when you break it down. So, I live in New York City, but I live in the superhero studios. This is where
right.
I'm like, wait, there's a city out there.
Right.
No, but absolutely. All right.
We forced you to get out into the city when we were in town.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I went to the wrong place, the wrong comedy club.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah.
I didn't know that he was doing the Village Underground. I thought it was in the main room.
This is fun.
I feel like I need to look at the chat. Like I've been ignoring the chat.
Yeah, I need to pay some attention to some things.
Dave Pretorius is stapling and cutting zines right now while he listens. That makes me happy.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Sean, your new episode. Oh, Jamie was just putting it up. Jamie and I are on the same wavelength here.
Oh, cool.
What's that? Oh, your new episode with Ramon gave me so many ideas on how to grow my brand, channel, business. Oh, awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah, between the podcast and the live show with what Jim, I mean, Jim, you're on both pretty much. But like Ramon and Mateo and me and all the people are bringing on, like, there's so much good information being passed around, and I just feel like we're really building a nice community here. So I'm glad to hear like information is like inspiring people to try new things and grow.
We also had a question from Tragic Antihero asking if any of you guys will be going to Lightbox, and I'm assuming that's a con.
Yeah, I hope
Lightbox just happened, right?
I hope next year, if that's what you're asking, because it literally happened the weekend after New York Comic Con in October,
Right,
I believe.
right.
Where is Lightbox?
LA.
It's in Pasadena.
Yeah. And Ramon went like right after New York. He went to Lightbox.
Oh yeah.
I want to go. I think I might talk to Ramon about trying to like just set up at the raid booth, like have a little Inkpulp corner.
Did he enjoy the show?
I need to talk to him. I spoke to him briefly, but he was like he had just got back from Lightbox and he had another show to go to. So I was like, dude, when I get back from California and you're rested, let's talk.
Nice. Oh, and I want to shout out Morgan Heron is in the chat as well. What's up, buddy? He does work with Cosmic Lion.
Well, you know,
Morgan, shout out your comic and let people know where they can get it.
And speaking of Morgan, I actually have a pinup that he did for me. This is an issue 8 of Steel Streets, I believe.
Oh, that's badass.
Oh,
that's
nice.
great.
That's actual screen tone.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, what is that pattern done with?
I think it's just, I don't know, he's just drawing it, I guess. You'll have to, like, Morgan, tell us your secrets.
It looks like a
He cut a stencil
stamp
for that, or made a stamp out of some textured.
I mean, look at this
that's
use
what
of
it
light
looks like.
here. Yeah, no, Morgan's a great
See, that's why I love seeing originals, because that, like, I see that and I just see someone's created something that hasn't been made before, and there's like craft behind it, and like I want to know what that is and how it was done. Like, I love that shit, the like mystery of art.
Yeah, I take it back.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just talking about like my tastes.
No, but for sure, when the mystery is there. Beautiful.
By the way,
You can actually see the technique.
Sorry, we had a question earlier on that I missed from Lauren Marshall saying Roy Thomas was at a con I tabled at over the weekend. His agent suggested getting to some US shows. Which ones would you recommend are worthwhile? I've got a few titles under my belt, but would love to get networking.
It depends on, like, when you say you have a few titles under your belt, does that mean creator-owned stuff? Does that mean freelance work? Does that mean superheroes? Does it mean indie? It depends. Like, if you can answer those things, I think I can give you a better idea of what would be a good show.
Yeah, if you're talking just big ass mainstream comic conventions in America where you can meet people, I would definitely say New York and probably San Diego, even though I haven't done San Diego in many years. But I think that there's just a very healthy amount of networking that still goes on at both of those conventions. If you want just straight comic books and original art, Heroes Con, we always talk about, and Baltimore.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
we also had someone ask earlier on if you guys are going to Heroes Con 2025.
That's funny. We were just talking about that today. I'm still not sure yet. Like, I'm on the fence because to me, I usually do that show every other year. Because I don't want to like outstay my welcome there. You know, I'll put it this way. It tends to be like a lot of the same people and the same collectors do that show every year. And so if you skip a year or two, it's like you go back and you're more in demand when you return, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm totally with Jim on this one. It's such a concentration of badass artists, And the people, the collectors that go tend to be there every year, so they're looking for the people that aren't typically at the show to get a piece from. So yeah, I think Jim's got a good point.
By the way, Morgan Heron answered you guys and said, I used a stencil and a brush in both the pattern and the bricks on that piece.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Love it.
I like that effort, man. I like that.
Kashra also said that Mahdi is a featured creator at our IC3 show this coming March in New Haven. Going to be a great show.
Oh,
People
yeah.
suggesting IC3.
Oh, what is
love-
that show, Motti?
That's the Indie Comics Creator Con. They had the inaugural show last year, and yeah, great show. It was amazing. It was the first show last year. I remember I walked in, and the feeling I got was like a scene. Like you entered a scene, and it really felt here and now. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but it really felt like you were at the start of something, because it was all these independent creators, no corporate anything, and we were all just there with our books, and it was amazing. And it's happening
And
again.
that sounds awesome. And Kostra's involved in the production and creation of the show.
I think there was, I think Matt, a fella named Matt Sardo. He does Monkeys Fighting Robots.
Yeah.
But maybe Kasura can actually answer better than I can if she's still in the chat.
I met the gentleman who started the show at New York Comic Con in October.
Right.
Mahdi, did you bring him to my table?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. And that's Matt, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, it's a great show. I think there was an announcement recently of comic art fans acquiring the show. I think
that's why Kostra might be involved.
Right. That's
yeah.
what
Oh shit. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of cool stuff happening. And I think this year Jim Rugg's going, Tom Scholey, Dean Haspiel, I'll be there.
Yeah. When is the show?
March 15th, I think.
And where is it?
In New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Kashra just said that Comic Art Fans is running IC3 now with Matt, and we'll be bringing bringing art collectors to indie creators.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, Kashra. Great move.
So Sean, Planet Con in Kansas City is the weekend after that, which we'll both be at March 21st through the 23rd. So I wonder if we could swing getting out to that show.
Yeah, I would love to see that show. It sounds amazing.
Also, Lauren Marshall answered you guys and said, I've done a few known titles, a Turtles cover, The Phantom, but more cautious that I don't have enough published titles, but love the art and love meeting others to network, but being in Perth is super isolating. Heroes sounds like the best option to aim at. This stage seems like a good mix.
Yeah,
I mean, to meet artists, I agree with you. That's a really long and expensive trip. If you're wanting to make money, I don't know, it might be tricky. But if you're cool with just getting some good networking in, I would say it's probably a really good show. And to see some great art, like you'll see some really great art.
Oh my God, yeah. You'll be so inspired. I think if you make your trip, the main motivation is to make connections, new friends, and be inspired over making just straight money. Heroes Con you'll really, really enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
That's the tricky thing for artists, man, is like if you are relying on doing the show strictly to make money and that's your main priority, that can be distracting if it doesn't go super well.
Yeah,
so
I think this year I learned go ahead, Jim.
It's just something to think about. It's something to consider because honestly, all of us artists made less money this year at conventions selling original art and than we did last year, just because of like the economy and fear over the election and all this bullshit. But it was like every show I did this year, it went well. And I had a blast and made great connections and saw my friends and communicated with my fans. But the money was down noticeably from 2023.
Yeah, but but switching, like what I was saying was switching my mentality to the shows were incredible. Like we got so much out of it. It just took me shifting my mindset of like, did I make money, to what came out of this show and who did I meet? And with the podcast and the live show, it's changed a lot.
Oh yeah.
But I just landed. I landed so many good cover gigs and potential gigs this year at New York. It was like, long term wise, I made really great money. So
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good way
That's
to look at
That's
it.
a great way to
Yeah.
look at it.
yeah. And guys, I can't wait to share with you the shit that we might be doing. And when I say we, I mean Jim, me, Ramon, Mateo, and others.
And things are cooking.
Yeah, they're cooking good.
Stay tuned for our next announcement when we let people know the future of comics.
Speaking of which, Jim, I do need to relay some information to you after the show.
Oh shit! There we go right there. There's top secret.
It's top
I
secret information.
I will say this. Today was a great day. I got 2 covers over at DC. They're absolute titles. I just won't say what, but they're 2 different absolute titles.
God damn.
That's great.
So I'm gonna bring my painted cover work over to DC Comics.
Sean, my big advice would be make it sexy for them. Make it sexy.
Oh, I'm gonna make it so sexy, Jim.
Teach them the ways.
Absolute crystal. That's what's up. Thank you, Jim.
Absolute crystal. There's going to be some editor in the office that's like, I mean, it's great, but is it too sexy? I don't know.
Can you tone it? Can you tone down the sexiness, please?
Yeah, you can't shake up their offices too much.
Oh, I'm bringing the heat.
That's what I like to hear.
All right.
So, Mahdi, were you more of like, as far as you grew up looking at all this classy, artfully done comics? When you discovered American superhero comics, was it mostly like the Marvel stuff then, like Spidey and that kind of thing?
Yeah. Funny enough, I was getting the French editions of the Spider-Man books, like the John Romita. Actually, if you hold on 1 second, I'm gonna go.
I definitely want to see that. Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, I would love to see that. That'd be awesome.
Because Mahdi, you speak numerous languages, right?
Yeah, he speaks. He told us in New York it was a lot.
It just makes me feel dumb.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I'm learning Italian on Duolingo. Derp.
Hey, at least you're going for it, though, man. Like you're.
I am. I got a long way to go, Jim.
Right, but I mean, I've made zero effort to.
So this.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So this is how I was reading Spider-Man back in the day. Romita Jr. and Mackie, and these were the books. This was how I consumed comics. I never actually. Yeah, there you go.
Who was publishing that, Motti?
This thing called Adventure.
That's the publisher. Oh yeah,
I think so. Yeah, these are all the French editions. So
yeah, I would have thought they were like nowadays. It'll be Urban or Gillette. There's a few French publishers I'm familiar with.
ModusAdventure.com. I have no idea.
Okay.
But this is how you would present it. It would, like this, and you'd have all the credits just there.
Yeah.
Then you'd have this whole little thing of who Spider-Man is and the cast, so you know what you're getting into.
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah,
whole
they're
different-
setting it up for brand new readers, right?
exactly, but in such a different way. And you'd have these are
That's
essentially trade
awesome.
paperbacks because you have more than one story. But yeah, but this was kind of how I was reading comics, where I never had floppies really. I only had
Right.
a handful, maybe, that would come with some toys or whatever.
I still
But it
love
was
this era of John Romita Jr. This is the
oh,
super nerdy question, dude. Who's inking this stuff on over Romita?
it
Just curious.
is Ancrage, Scott Hanna, Ralph
Oh,
Cabrera.
there's a bunch of guys. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yes. I know.
I think on the Vita stuff, it's
Dude, I
honestly
discovered Scott Hanna has an Instagram of him like just filming himself inking. It's fucking awesome.
No way. Oh shit.
Yeah. I nerded out hard when I saw that one.
I mean, yeah. John Romita Jr. he still does, but this era is amazing. And then on the other hand, this
Yeah.
is what I was reading also.
Okay. Yeah.
This is beat the hell, but
Oh hell yeah.
so this is these were the
Look at that
comics.
cartooning though. God damn.
Oh yeah,
That's
this
awesome.
is pure. Wait, can
That
I
is so
focus?
awesome.
Yeah. And it was just these 4-tier pages, and the color. If you look closely, you can really see it's watercolor. And yeah, these were the albums. Yeah.
Man, that's great.
Did it actually influence my work at all? I don't think so, but maybe in the storytelling, I don't know.
Right.
This is what I was doing.
Well, it influenced you it got you wanting to do it. Like that's the biggest influence there is, right?
Absolutely. Actually, if I can I show off a book I just released?
Of course.
Absolutely.
This one is a reissue I just did of The Adventures of Clive Danger, which was my homage to kind of the European format and the clear line style.
Oh, dude, this looks incredible. I saw you posting about this.
Oh, that's great.
So this is my regular style, and I'm just kind of chilling. But then I reined it in to draw it very Hergé style, clear, and it's a little spy story. So I adapted the 4 tiers, and originally
that's
when I
badass.
published this, it was just the book was actually half the size, and you would just get one. This was a page, and then this was a page, and I decided to reformat in the original idea, which was the Nazis are here.
That's awesome.
The classic story, yeah.
These characters are great, dude. These character designs are awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, Mahdi. Yeah,
All sorts of like.
Oh, dude, wait, go back one to the girl in the bed. Like these colors are fucking great.
Yeah, did you color it, Mahdi?
I did, yeah. I colored it just digitally. I tried doing a blue line coloring process with watercolor, but I couldn't do it.
Mm.
Yeah, I really wanted to kind of emulate that color and just use it for mood, like when it goes into night, do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, dude. Your palette is definitely a European palette on this. It's awesome.
I think that is a big influence on all my stuff. Whenever I color it, I do have more of this sensibility than I do.
I can see that now. Yeah.
There's rarely any gradients.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, even in like the radicals, it's all flats and sort of European-esque.
Yes. And Jamie just put the link for superherocomics.com in our chat. Everybody go to Mahdi's website, Show Love, and order some of these books, man. This stuff's awesome.
Yeah, definitely support Mahdi. He's doing a lot of amazing stuff.
And if you guys
smoke, it's in your eyes.
So this was the original concept I had for this book, where I was going to do it as a weekly strip, like kind of a Sunday. So each strip was going to have this Clive Danger thing, kind of like Alex Toth was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was really big into Alex Toth at this time, so I was really trying to emulate that. But then
I love that a young cartoonist like yourself is studying Alex Toth. Like, I love to hear that. Like,
100%.
People are paying attention to the greats that came before.
For sure. I mean, even to the title treatment, I could probably find the exact reference I took this from. But I lost steam with the Alex Toth heavy blacks and trying to emulate that, and then I went to the other version. But yeah, this is the newest.
That's awesome. That's great, man.
Thanks,
I wanted to ask you real quick, dude. You're lettering directly on the boards, right? Directly on the original art?
For this book, yeah.
Yeah.
For the other ones, I do it digitally. Actually,
Okay.
if I'll probably show you, if you guys don't mind, a little show and tell. I don't mind.
No, dude.
No, that's why you're here, bro.
A little thing. Here's it. All right. So this is the original art, and actually the impetus of this.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, the whole impetus of this book was that I wanted to get better at hand lettering, and so I decided to do a whole issue of something hand lettered, and I didn't want to just re-letter one of my old books. So I was like, let me just do a comic, and so the original version of this, each page is this. It's like a single tier, and Ames lettering guide, and a pen nib. Just the classic, just really trying to get better. You can see the white out. Little, the paste ups.
Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah.
You got to do that. There was one where I needed to change the story. If I can find it quick. It's this. And actually, I did it this way because I read that the Europeans did it this way, where they do it in tiers, and then they paste the pages together.
Yeah. Well, that way, I mean, it's obvious, but the bigger you're drawing, the more, the less you're straining your eyes, and you can get more detail in there, and
Exactly. And here you can see it's like I needed to re-letter this whole page, and so it's all of this is just paste ups.
Oh yeah.
Every single thing is just pasted up because I changed the idea, and I forgot what the original. Yeah, a lot more stuff. But yeah, so this was the Clive Danger.
These are great, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Is it the comics I've hand lettered on my own on the original boards? After I enjoy doing it, I think it looks great with the art. But after like 4 or 5 issues worth of doing it, it starts to kind of wear on me, and it affects my hand differently because I feel like I wind up pressing hard to get the lettering the way I want it, and it just. There's something about it that like short term, it looks for me, it's great. But long term, it's like, I've just gone to like with Savage Street Vigilante, it's just the digital. Cause I want to be able to change and edit lettering as I see fit. So I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree. Cause I mean, the way I write my books, I can't hand letter because I plug it all in afterwards because I don't know what they say. While I'm doing this was the only book that I would think about what they said before I drew them. Right. So I would actually do the lettering first, and then draw.
Oh, okay.
Because in my head, I had
but you didn't type out a script for yourself on this one. You didn't script it out.
No. I just I thought about the page before, and I was like, okay, what are they saying? And I would write it out. And then draw around that because I had no idea about how to draw, and then with the balloons because I don't know what they're going to say. So how big are the balloons? I just couldn't figure it out. So that's how I would do that. Yeah. So for me, digitally lettering is the only way I can really do things.
Yeah.
But I love the art of the hand lettering. It's so amazing.
Me too, man. And before I forget, what did you think about using the Ames lettering guide?
That I really enjoyed. I enjoyed, and I used two different nibs. the B6 and the B5.
Oh, you did the lettering nibs and everything. Damn.
Oh yeah. I wanted to really dive in a little bit, but that's what I did for all. Like watching kayfabe, for example, every time they would talk about doing like a mini comic or something I'd never done before, I would just go right ahead and just do it as quickly as I could,
Wow.
because that's the only way I knew how to learn. So when they talked about the mini comic, that's an 8-pager folded in thing, I was like, that's amazing. I have to make one. And I would do that. When they talk about Ames lettering guide, I'm like, okay, Amazon.com, baby, you got to go and get the thing as quickly as possible and figure out how to use it. When they talked about, all sorts of stuff. So that's, immediately I wanted to go into the lettering nibs and just emulate the greats, just to see what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. That's so awesome.
It's like you're learning the history of the craft at the same time,
Yeah, that's
absolutely
amazing.
Oh, that's looking so good. Fun.
Damn, dude.
Oh, the textures are it's so clean.
This is me being messy.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's messy. This is like my paper's warped. It's not.
Oh, that looks great, Bobby. I love the lighting on that. That came out dope.
Yeah, that's badass.
Jim, how's yours coming?
I love just the ridiculous amount of ink that's happening on there.
Yeah.
Shawn, there we go. Spidey Mysterio freestyle.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he totally finished it too.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna add some I think some paint to this and some zip, and this baby will be done.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to finish this off camera.
I meant off camera because we're running out of time a little bit, but this was fun, man. Like anything, in the Spidey universe is always fun.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really talk about it, but that's the whole thing that got me wanting to do this was Spider-Man. That was everything.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't gotten a chance to draw Spidey at Marvel, but
that would
really
be the dream.
Yeah, I got offered a short story once, but I was on Deadpool, and the Deadpool deadline got shortened, so I was like, I can't take it.
Oh, right.
Which sucked, but it was the right thing to do.
Well, I'm not gonna stop drawing.
That's the weird thing, man. Like, if you get a corporate gig with like Marvel or DC, and you get something incredible like Batman or Spider-Man,
yeah,
you don't want to have the deadline gun of like that added pressure, because it's like, well, no, I want to be able to do the best Spider-Man thing I can possibly do. Can you give me a whole year to draw this or whatever it is,
Yeah, like I know exactly what you mean. When I was on Batman, I had that deadline hanging over me. I still think I did solid work, but it would have been awesome to have been able to put more time into it. Sure.
I mean, Spidey would be the dream book.
That's the dream for you, right, Mahdi? Anything in that universe?
Oh yeah. I mean, I would love to do
a dream for me too.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man is one of those just amazing characters. Who knows what it is about it, but it's just an amazing, just one of those things. But it's one of those things that I don't know if I'd want to do a Spider-Man book without turning it on its head, but in a cool way, not in like a raunchy thing I've already done.
Right.
But in like a really fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to just do another issue of Spider-Man. I'd want to do something really like a real captivating story.
Right.
All right, I need to tune into the show a little bit. I'm going to take a break from drawing.
Shawn, you need to answer every single question.
Yeah, every single one.
That was asked.
I mean, how did you guys get...
Coster said that was the quickest 2 hours ever, and I gotta agree. That thing just flew right by.
It's been 2 hours. Oh, wow.
It's weird that we're at the 2 hour mark already.
I know, and I've still got to go home and pack and shit.
Oh, when are you taking off? When are you flying out tomorrow? What
Dude,
time?
I gotta my Ubers. Me and the kids are heading to my mom's at 5:40 a.m. and grabbing the Uber there at 6 a.m.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, listen, man. If we need to bust out of here, let's get out of here so you can sleep tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, we'll bust out of here soon. Jonathan Lopez, what up, brother? Good, thanks for coming by. Me and John have been talking about all the great hip hop that's been coming out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
Dude,
and shout out to our boy Mike Del Mundo who just did the cover to Freddie Gibbs' new record.
Yes. Dude, Mike's another guy we got to get on the show.
We
It'd
do.
be fun to
Yeah.
draw with Mike. Mike's a dope dude. I spent a day with him in Toronto, and he drove me around, like took me to Graffiti Alley. He took me to like his homeboy's like store where they sold all the spray paint and toys, like vinyl toys, and it was like a whole graffiti based store. It was super dope to see all the cool graffiti and all the stuff he did. Like there was graffiti of his there that was, from ages ago.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, because he used to be a full-blown writer and a b-boy and
Yeah, he was a full-blown b-boy.
No
He was
way.
a competitive b-boy. He would win breakdancing competitions, and there's videos on YouTube of it.
No way.
He sent me a link
Oh,
once.
shit.
I assume if you like search like Mike Del Mundo b-boy dance, I mean he was like legit. Like I was like watching it like, holy shit, Mike, you could do all that.
That's great.
Insane.
Yeah, he was legit.
I would love to get him and
Thiago, what
Huddleston
up,
on.
Thiago?
Him and Huddleston
Let's-
at the same time. That would
Yeah,
be so,
let's do that.
so
Let's
great.
do that. We can do that. Jonathan Lopez, don't fuck with me. I've been waiting for that ASAP Rocky for too long. I know Jim doesn't love it, but I do.
Oh, ASAP Rocky?
Yeah.
I need
Thiago,
to.
I played some stuff in the studio once when you were visiting me, and you were like, "Wait a minute, this is kind of good." And I was like,
That's right. That's right.
He tricked you.
I'm just salty. I'm just salty because I think it's extremely unoriginal that he called himself that name when there was already ASAP Rock.
ASAP Rock. Yes, I agree with you.
It's
with you
just
on the name
odd.
thing.
It's very odd. It's like, dude.
But
this
I
other guy-
also wonder if he even knew who that was. When he because the ASAP was the whole crew. It wasn't just him.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it was ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, ASAP Ant, ASAP Nasty. They all had. So I don't know if he knew. I mean, it's possible he did, but I agree with you on that note. But I feel like he's a real visionary hip hop artist.
Sean, I'm going to write his people a letter and let them know that I'm upset.
R.I.P. ASAP Yams, for real. But yeah, so wait, we were talking. Freddie Gibbs came out, and Absol dropped a banger of an album.
Oh,
Like
right.
Yeah, that one was great. And Vic Spencer put out a new one that I love. What me, you, and Huddleston were sending shit back and forth. Tyler's new one is gold.
Oh,
Tyler's like
Tyler, yeah.
Tyler's just he's on another plane. Like he's like godly, making just incredible music.
Yeah.
And then Lloyd Banks put out a new one, which I mean, it's just that grimy, like the whole Griselda sound comes from what Lloyd Banks has been doing lately. And on top of that, West Side Gun put out a new album, and I haven't much, like I love Griselda, but West Side Gun was one that I was like, but his new one is so good.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You're giving me things that I need to listen to.
Yeah,
when I'm drawing this week.
I can send you a list because there's been probably close to 10 solid albums in the past 2 weeks, and this Friday even more is coming.
I think you guys need to make an Inkpulp
Denzel Curry
playlist.
I have a playlist. I have it.
Oh, you do?
Go to my website. It's on Spotify. If you go to inkpulp.tv, you'll see the playlist on there. You can listen to it on my website. It's linked to Spotify, or you can click on it and go to the Spotify. So please check out the Inkpulp playlist.
And Mahdi, now that you mentioned it, Skull Funk Radio.
Hell yeah.
60 volumes of free mixtapes that I produced in 2018 to 2021 on Spotify and skullfunkradio.fireside.fm.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's almost as if we planned this. That's amazing.
Mahdi, you're now hired as our official.
Yeah. Well, you guys already said, I caught it,
man.
that you guys adopted me.
Yeah.
You guys thought I adopted it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be your adoptive son.
We just start annoying you like every day.
Like, you never come visit. That'd be great. All right.
Yeah,
I am finito.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'll finish this when I get back from Cali.
Oh yeah, it's 8:01. We're good to go. Jamie, did we have any other like outstanding questions that we missed, or like?
I don't think so. Nothing popped up as critical.
Well, Jim, someone just said you'd be fantastic for a Mysterio book or a Doctor Strange. So I think they're basically saying you're the modern Steve Ditko.
I think so too.
I'll take that as a compliment. Okay, good night, everyone. Bye.
And we're out of time. All right.
I'm gonna go out on a high note. That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, we as always we greatly appreciate all you guys coming here and spending time with us. And we have the PO box address in the description below if you want to mail in work. We will show it live on camera. Hype up your stuff. Everybody's a community here supporting each other's work. Happy birthday to West Coast Dave Avengers. Go check out his show.
Happy birthday, Dave.
What he's doing.
And guys, please go to inkpulp.tv, sign up for my newsletter because I'm doing a lot of cool and interesting things with that now. There is a free chapter on inking from Inkpulp Instruction up on this YouTube channel. And I got a really exciting thing dropping in a couple weeks on YouTube.
That's great.
Chris Berry, thank you again. Oop, it's upside down. Thank you again, buddy, for the incredible artwork. Greatly appreciate you. Chris, throw your Instagram in the chat real quick so everybody can follow what you're doing.
Yeah, please do. Carson, Denzel Curry is dropping on Friday, and there's a few others. I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but I'm counting the days for Denzel Curry.
Oh, and Sean, actual Dracula's in the chat, and we still need to do his show.
Yeah, he sent me a date. I said it was fine for me. I guess he's got to make sure it's okay with you, and then we can lock it down.
Okay.
Elvin, what up, Elvin? Dude, Elvin, that's whose book we showed last time, right?
Oh,
James?
shit, that's right. Elvin is
Dude,
the
Elvin,
best comic book artist in the world. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're a beast.
Yeah.
Beast level.
Elvin, thank you again, man. Like, you should,
that was amazing.
I can't wait to see your next effort. And there's Chris Berry's Instagram on screen.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thank you, fellas, for having me on. This has been a lot of fun.
Wait, what is Castro?
Mahdi, our pleasure, man.
Castro's talking about Paul Craig fighting this weekend in the UFC. I used to work with Paul, so I know. But I'll be putting some money on that, Castro. I'll be blaming you if it doesn't come in.
Oh, shit.
Castro, is Jamie coming in for OAX? That's what I'm curious. Jamie, I'm curious.
And before
Imagine
we
if I
bounce,
spoke like this, Sean, all the time. Imagine if I spoke like this.
before we bounce, Mahdi, can you give us one more plug for it's superherocomics.com?
Yes.
Superherocomics.com. And if you guys want to see the latest issues we got, there's the Radicals, the newest Clive Danger remix, Yirasuka, the baddest bitch in Sector 6, of which Mr. Mahfood has a pinup.
Yes.
And the Classico, I still have some copies of the Bootleg Spider-Man issue 2, of which you don't really need to know issue 1. So, but all the books are there, and we have a lot of cool books coming out. So stay tuned. Yeah.
Chris Pierce, what's up, buddy? I see you out
Chris
there.
just popped in. Hey, Dave, another super chat. Thank you, sir.
It's for $4.20, Sean.
I know. Let's blaze it up. Jonathan,
you
you're
guys.
welcome. Happy to show your work on the show anytime. All right, people. It's been
Yeah, this has
real.
been
Thank you all.
It's been a ton of fun. Thanks again, guys. This is awesome.
Mahdi,
Our pleasure.
thank
Thanks
you
for
so
joining
much
us,
for
buddy.
coming on. Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Mahdi. Can't wait to see
My
you
pleasure.
again, brother.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Mahdi, stick around for a second after we shut this
Yeah.
off.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Peace. Peace
Take care,
out,
guys.
y'all.
Thank you, Jamie.
Peace.
Thank you, guys. See you later.
Bye.
La-